Mohandas Pai, Chairman at Arian Capital Partners and former board member of Infosys as well. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Pai. Thank you so much for joining with us on
Good
Duty
afternoon.
Now. And obviously, we will talk about the Wipro's salary cuts that are coming in for freshers. It's obviously first jobs coming in for freshers. And it's not very exciting when you see such a pay cut coming in there, right? So how are you making this? And because is this only Wipro? Is this industry specific? How is this? What are you looking at it in terms of that?
Well, first of all, what Wipro is doing is very unfortunate in my view. I mean, this is a company based on great values with one of India's best entrepreneurs, Premji. Premji is a great man. He has given the largest grant for philanthropy in India's history. He's a man of great compassion, high standards, great values, etc., and a role model for the whole of India. And this is the company that he has built with his blood, sweat, and toil. So I don't think this company should do that to save a little bit of money. If they defer joining by 1 or 2 months, it is fine. We understand. But cutting the salary and saying you come early and you join today, I'll give you less salary, I'll save money. Because when a company earns 10,000, 11,000 crores a year, saving some 50, 100 crores is not going to make a difference. And a company is known by how it treats the most vulnerable part of its employees. And the most vulnerable part of his employees are freshers who join with dreams in their eyes, having worked very hard, and they look forward to joining a great company, the company of their dreams. And when they got job offers in college, I'm sure they refused many others, and they come to this company because they believe in the company. So I don't think they should do it, and I feel a bit upset that a great company like Wipro is doing it. I'm okay with deferring 1 or 2 months because, yes, like Naramati says, we are all subject to economic cycles. But when economic cycles come, I believe senior people should sacrifice the most. I mean, in Infosys, we always cut the variable compensated board members and everybody else first before we, went downstream. And we made sure the people at the bottom of the pyramid got everything that was promised to the maximum extent. So I think it's important to set an example because a company is not a mercenary and all about money. Money is very important, immensely important. A company is about values, a company is about ethics, a company is about what it stands for, and a company is all about how it protects its people in times of crisis. Because we are not an American company which is very, very mercenary, which will cut people's head without talking to them. Because they also pay the moon to hire the best people, so it's very mercenary. We are much more compassionate.
Mr. Pai, I also wanted to get your thoughts regarding the disparity of pay that we have seen. The entry packages for freshers have remained stagnant at what, 3.5 lakh rupees for at least 5 to 10 years now. While if you look at the CEO salaries, they are as high as what, 20 lakh rupees per day. Your thoughts?
I see. Look, let me say this. I said it earlier. Is the biggest disgrace and tragedy in India that companies who stood up for the educated middle class, stood up for good employees, set standards in this country, have not raised the fresher salary since 2009. There's not 5, 6 old. It goes back to 2009. Please check it out. And I think many of them form a cartel. Many of them form a cartel and talk to each other to say, don't raise salaries. Okay? And I think it's very unfortunate because, like you said, the CEO salary has gone up multiple X, and it's disgraceful because we are not America. We are not the United States. Yes, we are a capitalist society, but we are a very compassionate society. You must raise salaries. If you pay 3.5 lakh rupees in 2009 and you're paying the same now, the value of the rupee would have come down 60, 70%. You essentially have impoverished large part of your workforce for nothing. And that's why when people come to Bangalore, they stay in lousy places. Many paying guest accommodation, they scrape through, they don't eat 3 meals a day. It's a miserable existence. But there are no other jobs in the market. And of course, the rewards after 4 or 5 years are very good. It's also true that these companies spend 6 months and high cost training people. But when doing the same for 25 years, the training has been there for 25 years. There's nothing different now. They're making a lot of money. So, if they pay these people, I think it's good to pay them better. Because, it is my value system and this is what I believe in. All right. I feel very sad that the industry which I was part of and which I helped grow and which always support is doing this to youngsters, and I don't think they should be doing it because the most important thing for any corporation is the respect of society. Will society respect you when you take advantage of the vulnerability of young people? I don't think so. In fact, the public sector pays more for freshers than the IT industry. And the IT industry do it because most of them are coming together. See, you can see the salaries, there's no competition. Because remember, we are a human capital surplus country. Young people don't have enough high quality jobs. And these are high quality jobs, even if they pay less because they train you very well. After 3 or 4 years, you do really well and you are very global in your job outlook. So I think they must change their attitude and become a little bit much better in treating people much better. And that is seen in the attrition, right? Attrition has gone to 20%, 21%. I mean, if you are 400,000 people and you've got 25% attrition, 100,000 people, and the cost of attrition is very high. I hope they got some smart CFOs who can calculate the cost of attrition and say, hey, you pay another 1 lakh per year. Ultimately, you're going to save if attrition comes down by 18%. And it does. I did the math some time ago. And you pay 1 lakh more for 100,000 people. That's 1,000 crores. 1,000 crores a year. But if you save attrition and bring it down from 20, 25% to 15%, you save maybe 800, 900 crores. So the savings are there. The savings are there because remember, if you lose a person after 1.5 years and you have to hire a person to replace, you spend the salary amount and training, and the salary amount and training per person for 6 months is about 6 lakh rupees, right? And there's a 6 lakh rupees is more than the compensation for the full year. So if you save that and defer it by 10%, you make up the money because it's a very large company. So I think they must relook at the strategy and do things better.
Absolutely. Some of these companies definitely need to look into the mirror and see what exactly are they gaining, how the risk reward really pans out. But because as you pointed out, looking at the profitability size of these companies, a mere reduction of a salary of a few freshers would not change much. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Pai, on the show today and your thoughts regarding what's happening with the IT sector at the moment.